Welcome you tuned to the League Up, your weekly Thoroughbred preview show, and we are live from Ellerslie, the TAB winning post bar here under the stand. It will be chock-a-block tomorrow afternoon as we look forward to a Karaka Million evening. We haven't been able to get on the track. I wouldn't mind a little walk on the Strath there. Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning, Thad. Well, we can see the track from our vantage point right now, and it looks an absolute peach.
Yeah, no, it does. I'm sure Jason Fulford will have some words around that. You were at Wellington Cup Day last week. Good day.
It was a good day, yeah. The weather played its part. Who was it? TAB Karaka with Adrian Ball, Kelly Myers. That combination, didn't they pick up a New Zealand Cup a few years ago on Mungo Jerry? I thought, nice little combo going there.
Yeah, that teed up very well, didn't it?
And only just got there.
Yeah. Yes.
Who was it? Cinnamon. Yeah.
I think that was your tip too, Cinnamon, wasn't it? Unlucky. You might have got the Cornell though, did you?
Oh, I might have had a little piece.
Now look, no Stephen Hunt. We've got an able replacement though. And Brendan Popplewell. Good morning, BP. Pleasure to see you live and in the flesh.
Yes, I know. It's actually quite good to see you lads. I haven't seen you boys for a little while, and look, can't wait. I think this is a very special race meeting that we all know that's built over the years, and I think we are in for something very, very special again tomorrow night too. Just with that added interest of the Group 1 now with the railway, I think that just is that little cherry on top to what's going to be a super night. So can't wait. But yes, Stephen not with us.
Yeah, where is he?
This is interesting. I really find this interesting because clearly he's going to a wedding. Can't be racing people, surely. The wedding would be today, wouldn't it? And then you get involved Karaka Million 2025. So feeling for you, Stephen.
Imagine having your wedding on Karaka Million night. It's like Melbourne having it on Melbourne Cup Day.
I don't understand that. No, I'm lost now. That's done me.
Yeah, okay. Well, no Stephen Hunt, but we'll battle on regardless. We want to start, though, with the Sunday sweep. Paul, he's not here, is he?
Oh, gee, you want him, though.
I wish he was here. I'm stuck with you. The Sunday sweep this weekend, but no Sunday racing. What are we doing?
So let's go to Monday, which is Auckland anniversary. So it's sort of like another Sunday. So we're going to head to Tauranga on Monday. We're going to the last race on the card. Back Cupid's Arrow. First of all, you've got to enter the bonus code TLU Maple, TLUMAPLE, and then head to race 10 Tauranga on Monday. Place a fixed odds win bet on Cupid's Arrow, and if Cupid's Arrow doesn't win but finishes 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, you can get your money back up to $20 in bonus cash. It's for the first 200 customers.
Okay, get in quick. Use the QR code there to back Cupid's Arrow. $6, nice price.
Very nice price, and from a stable that's not doing too badly at the moment.
Yeah. Gee, that anything they take to the race if the money arrives as well.
Yeah. When the money's on for the O'Sullivan Scott team, then you know you probably want to follow it, even though you've missed the price, because boy, oh boy, they have got a few home.
Yeah, they certainly have. Okay, Maiden of the Week, time BP. Yeah. Who's the Maiden of the Week this week?
Let's go to Monday's racing. Of course, Wellington Anniversary Day on Monday, and the racing was out of the River City, and Gold Card was very good. This is a 3-year-old that has shown some talent here. It's run some good numbers off this performance as well, and it's off the front for this 3-year-old trained by Carl Henderson. Gets away from them nicely, gets away from the Liquidator, posts the right numbers, and as you can see there, a nice little bit of green as well, which suggests that off this maiden performance, there might be a little bit more to come too from Gold Card. So happy to mark that as our Maiden of the Week Gold Card from Monday.
Yeah, okay, few and behind as well. I think Silent Applause was 4th there, getting home strongly. So as always, you've found one where we can follow those ones in behind. So yeah, I'll definitely be having a look at Silent Applause. They'll also finish 4th next times in a race. It's Gold Card, our Maiden of the Week. Now, we've got no Stephen Hunt, so have we got weather and track conditions? Because I don't trust you to be doing them. We had to call in a ringer here for weather and track.
And we've got a drone. You love the drone.
Fingers crossed we've got the drone. But we've got a very, very able replacement. BP had a chance to catch up with track manager Jason Fulford a very, very short time ago.
Well, the day before our big race meeting here Friday morning, Jason, just talk us through the week you've had so far.
It's been pretty dry, as you can imagine. The wind has been past, we're lucky in that respect. So irrigating has been easy. We've stuck on 35 mils in the last 48 hours, 15 of that in the last 24. But we are considering, or we will be putting on more water, considering the fact that it's a pretty late start tomorrow.
All right, so what happens in that next 24 hours leading up to that first race after 4 o'clock tomorrow?
We're just finishing our verti draining with the 13 mil tines. That is what will hold our bit of cushioning on the track itself. Yeah, and of course we'll probably put on another 15 mils tonight, and it'll be a late start and a late finish tomorrow morning sometime. If you showed up early during the daylight, it'll still be irrigating.
All right. We've seen the meeting here, which was around 2 weeks ago. Rail movement that was always going to move back to the innermost after that meeting?
Yeah, that's right, and I think we've got the shape correct for around that home bend as we're coming onto the 400 there into this front straight. It has been questionable, but I think we've done a pretty good job on rechanging the so-called tangent point of where this front straight starts.
All right, and then of course the other thing you can't control is the weather, but how is things looking for tomorrow as we gear up for what is going to be, as you said, that late start?
Yeah, look, I mean, the weather forecast is changing all the time, going by what we're looking at. So it started off with a lot more rain, what we thought was going to happen. Of course, it's eased right back, and now just having a look 5 minutes ago, it might be a windy start, but I think it's just going to be overcast.
Right, and currently where the track condition does sit, and ideally you want to be sort of in around that 5 range by start time of race 1?
Oh, look, it's an amazing thing, this track. We can get it to, we've got so much more control over how we want it to perform. And of course, that verti draining is the key for it, for safety, and of course, giving that give. And irrigation just complements what we do with the verti draining.
All right, all the best, Jason. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you to Jason Fulford. BP, you've been out there with Jason.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you thought about the track. It looks, from a distance, fantastic.
Yeah, look, they've done a super job in the last 12 months, haven't they? And we all know that they've had some issues since we were back here 12 months ago to be able to get it right, but they have got it right this season, and they made sure that they put the right things in place to have us where we are. We've had a couple of race meetings here where it's rained, and any other track would have been a heavy 10, but they constantly hovered around that 5 or 6 bracket. So the verti drains is the key, as we saw there going around the track this morning. And the other thing too is that they can apply the water on a track very close to race day, and that's going to be important for tomorrow because of that late start at 4:30. You get a warm day with some strong winds coming across. That track will dry up very quickly, so that bit of water going on today and into tomorrow morning is so important to keep that cushion on the track.
We're going to have ideal conditions there. That's what I just heard.
That's your input.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Probably surmises that you could probably almost do that for Ellerslie. Just say that now from going forward.
Any race day.
Touch wood, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, okay, let's get into the meat of the show. I want to have a look at the Karaka Million 2-year-old is the first race we're going to touch on. Paul, didn't win Steve's absence, run us through this market.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. There's a Tiako runner at the top of the market here, although has drifted from his opening quote of 290 now up to 342. Bravery Born. On the second line of betting, 2 Sweet, the Broyden Burgesson trained filly, $4.80. Now she's been joined by one of the other Tiako runners, La Dorada, also at $4.80. Sierra Leone, one of Holly Wynyard's 2 runners in the race, $9. Dare to Pursue, $10. Toretto, $14. Hello Romeo, the Aussie visitor, at $15, Beldemond, $16, and then we're 20 or more from Abacus out.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. And look to Bravery Born BP as the first horse we're going to have a look at, among others. But look, second start, second win, can't do much more than that with to Bravery Born. And there are probably a couple of question marks potentially after the win at Whanganui to see if it would come back and cement its not just place in the race, but favouritism. He did what he needed to do this day.
Look, he did, and I guess we were all waiting for this race. I think this was such an important race on the 12th of January because you had a lot of question marks and still wanting to see that horse that comes out and does a job on them. Now, they haven't run flash time all through this 2-year-old season here at Ellerslie. That's probably one thing to point out, but how to Bravery Born won that race. You were just looking for a horse to jump out of the clouds and say, yes, I am the horse that can win this race. And I think the same can be said too for 2 Sweet. Both of those performances that we've seen from those 2 runners guarantee them to be at the top of the market. And to Bravery Born has got the jockey and Blake Shin, has the barrier draw of 2, so you imagine that he's going to posse up in a good spot. look, there's a number of right ticks around him, so yeah, I'm not surprised he's the favourite.
Good story around daylight robbery. Caught a little bit of it on Wednesday with Gavin Sharrett.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, what was it? He bought him very cheap on Gabble House, or bought him online.
Yeah. It was definitely daylight
Aptly
robbery.
named.
Had to have a run on the race. Just shows you $10,000 roughly.
Yeah, I actually think a sneaky chance too of running, top fours and same race multis and playing that multiple card on that runner, because even the run down at New Plymouth was very good. Had to step up again, but did so here last time out. So we're going to say that a lot about not just this race, but the whole entire day. There is value to be found, and if you do like a value runner, I will throw this out there: the World Pool on races 4, 5, and 6 is where you need to be looking as well.
That's interesting. It's going to be interesting, the Whirlpool. What we've seen of the Whirlpool, let's get into a chat about the Whirlpool quickly.
Yeah.
They're going to gravitate towards the more well-known commodities and the more well-known jockeys as well, which can open up opportunities for those horses that and trainers that are perhaps potentially less well-known, right?
That's right. I mean, look, Paulie finds a $20 shot all the time.
He does.
Well, that could be
A $40 shot.
Yeah, it could be 40. It could be 30. I mean, so if you like your exotics, you like playing horses on that longer end, that will be your friend tomorrow night.
Okay, let's have a look at Too Sweet, Paul, because this is Too Sweet taking out the Eclipse last start. And boy, this is a professional performance, but it's going to have to do it from the outside barrier, unfortunately, for Too Sweet.
Yeah, this is her in the Eclipse with a number of other runners in behind. Look, she looked very, very good here. To be fair, she was ridden very positively by McNabb and got across from a wide gate, albeit in a small field, well, a smaller field than what she'll meet in the $1 Million race on Saturday. Unfortunately, she has drawn the car park, and I think that's probably why we've seen her drift out, come back in. Punters aren't quite too sure where to go here. I think she's got a lot of upside, though. I really do like the way that she finished off in the Eclipse there. I thought La Dorada was very good through the line as well, and was eating into Too Sweet's lead over that final sort of furlong and a half. Toretto, I don't know. I need to see a wee bit more improvement from Toretto.
The barrier one there, hasn't it? I suppose it can get a little suck along, but
Well, Route 1 Ryan, he can do what he wants then, can't he?
yeah, exactly. Well, it's been impressive. Great for Holly when you have two in the race. I know they've had success in the past, BP. What do you make of the outside barrier draw for Too Sweet? It's obviously not a positive, but how much are you making it as a negative?
Look, Probabeel, I guess, overcame it, and Probabeel was a very special horse, though, wasn't it? I think what she has is that she has pure speed as well. Like, she does have that ability to cross them. Now, heck, it's going to be a heck of an effort to do that, but it could also get in a position where it could jump and also slide if it's not a case of full noise to the front. So there's a couple of options there for Michael with a runner that's very quick out of the barriers. So I don't want to be completely put off because of the barrier draw, because I do think off that performance she was very strong here on New Year's Day. As I said, I think the New Year's Day run, the run here on the 12th of January, and the other race I think that's worth mentioning is the race here on Boxing Day, because I think Ramala, the way that horse won, I think that would have been the favourite for this race had it not picked up the injury, and I think that is, is that the stronger race? Maybe, if you're looking on numbers, it is anyway. And I do like this run of Sierra Leone. Now, Beldemont went into this race, $2.10, very short, and got to the front, and Blake Shin had an absolute hold on this horse and looked like she was just going to win for fun, and she didn't. She was reined in by what was quite an exciting win. But is she going to be an improver off this as well? Is she going to be better for the run? She looks like a 3-year-old type all day. But boy, I tell you what, I really like the run of the third horse in Sierra Leone, because if they do go crazy up top, this could be the horse that's flying home and doing this late. I don't mind a back marker in the Karaka Million, and it's a case of hoping that she doesn't get buried, because she is drawn barrier number 4, but she has shown an ability to jump and put herself there. I just feel as though if they go really hard and you get a Too Sweet rocking over and a few others kicking up underneath, this might be the one that's flashing home late.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. They've been riding it very quiet, very patiently, and it's been doing that every start. So maybe if they can get it a couple of pairs close to Sierra, and I don't disagree with you, that is a chance in the race. What about the Aussie influence here, team? I want to have a look at Hello Romeo. And look, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't know a heck of a lot. This is it running 4th.
At Ballarat?
At Ballarat, thank you, Paul. You've done your homework as always to tell us about Hello Romeo. Good the Aussies are having a shot. Why wouldn't you?
100%. Welcome them any single day of the week. Look, this was a solid enough run at Ballarat. 4th in behind what looks a fairly smart type in Aleppo Pine. The start prior to that, he won at Bendigo with the third place runner coming out next start and winning. So there's a little bit of form around Hello Romeo, obviously. The Hayes boys haven't brought Hello Romeo over just for a little summer holiday. So you factor that in, currently around the $15 mark. Look, with Matt Cartwright on board.
Yeah, would we expect to see a push from $15 for an Aussie?
I think so.
$1 million?
I think so. Yeah. Just because there's the unknown, you shouldn't disregard. And I think that this is an Australian galloper that we do need to keep safe. I'd be having him somewhere in a trifecta in first four for sure. Matt Cartwright, a jockey that's ridden for the Hayes boys, of course, when he's been in Australia. So it's good to have these Australian raiders, let it be jockeys or trainers, because it just adds to the night, and we have that sprinkled throughout the card, and that's only going to continue to happen with the prize money, and that's going to happen in a couple of months' time as well for the NZB Kiwi night as well too. So it's great to have them here. It just adds this
A little bit of extra spice.
Yeah. No, 100%. Is anyone we haven't mentioned here before we get to your strategies into the race? I see some money for Abacus. Good second to cap it all last time at Trentham. We've touched on Daylight Robbery briefly. Vega for luck. Anything we haven't mentioned that you
probably La Dorada maybe as well, who ran second to Too Sweet. They've made a couple of gear changes, visor blinkers on, tongue tie on. Craig Williams on.
Money on.
Yeah, and money on, yeah. So I think, of what she did here, I thought her win was good first up, and then she's had that break in between, because you've got to also remember, a lot of these horses qualify early, and then they start working backwards again, so sometimes you might look at a run, let's say a Toretto, qualified for the race, but they're trying to make sure that they're hitting full noise tomorrow, not the race in between. So I'd just be mindful of that, and with those horses that get qualified early. So I think she falls into that bracket, and she has to be a very strong chance. What do you think, Paulie?
With the juveniles, I really do lean towards ones that have had a start at Ellerslie, and ones that have had a nice finish through the line at Ellerslie. So for mine, Too Sweet really sort of sticks out at the moment. Okay. She looks a peach. The thing is, obviously, it's a race that Tiako dominated, winning 7 straight before last year, where Stephen Marshall Go Racing with Velocious got up and just got in front of Damas Rose. But they've got 4 runners here. They've got the favourite, an equal second favourite. I used to look for who's Opie gone.
Yeah.
Where's he? So there's no Opie to point you in the right direction now. Now, obviously, Blake Shin, Craig Williams, but world-class jockeys.
Yeah,
but which one is
which one?
Which one?
Yeah. I said this during the week. You don't get that. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
Because yes, you get knocked over on the Opie Boss and runner, but you can also shorten it up in the marketplace nice and quickly, because you know exactly where the money's going to be going. Too Sweet. So Too Sweet is your betting strategy in the race?
I'm going Too Sweet, yeah. Good luck, Rawdon.
Yeah, go Rawdon, VP.
Yeah, look, it'd be quite a cool story, and we've already seen it already as well throughout the week with Rawdon involved. Of course, son Sam's involved. Sam, co-trainer of a couple of strong chances in the race. It's a real family affair with Too Sweet. I'm going with Sierra Leone just on that each way. I think she presents at a nice chance at that $9s, $10, $2, $3 for a place, top 4 markets, those sorts of things. I think she is the one that could be rattling home. It could be a sticky watch if she ends up in an awkward position, but boy, she's the one that will be flying late. So I'll have something on Sierra Leone each way.
Yeah, okay, very good. We're going to miss the no Opie Bolson chance. What are we going to do without the no? There's only one Opie Bolson.
I reckon I've
Can
got
you
it.
help us out?
I reckon I've got it. I've got it, team.
What?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right. No. Michael McNabb, Michael McNabb, na. Michael McNabb, Michael McNabb.
Okay.
Oh, Casey Popplewell.
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to need to, hopefully the BGP team will get a chance to unleash a few chants off the top of that stand tomorrow afternoon. Let's move to the 3-year-old race team, and that's race number 5 on the card. Paulie, run us through this market if you would.
All right, here we go. We're just speaking of Damas Rose, who ran second in the 2-year-old race last year, and she's favourite for the 3-year-old at $4. Drifting slightly, touched $4.20 into $4 now. Bourbon Proof on that second line at $4.60. Dealt with, here's the market mover, $8 into $6.50. A Yordi coming off a very, very nice run last time out. $7. Tuxedo, interesting runner here with the Sean Ritchie Conmurray training combo at $8. Pro Segur at 10. Kiwi Skyhawk $14. Romilly 19, and then we're out to 27 or more for He's Lucid.
Okay, interesting. And you've got Damasco's drawing. Not well would be the best description of it, BP. Let's go back to the Auckland Guineas first. And Yaldi wins the race. Damasco's was favourite. And I guess, what do you make of the run, Pops, is probably the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at this. I've looked at this a number of times and trying to work out what to do with Damasco's, because she was very good first up. We know how good she was here 12 months ago. Blake Shim was aboard and used the barrier draw, and she was one of those horses just went, wow, can't wait for the 3-year-old race. 1,600 metres, she's going to be, she looks like she could be a star. Second up, off back of a very good run between, long run, a number of days in between. You could say that. She's had a trial since then as well. So a little bit of what I just said beforehand about maybe setting her for those right races, and of course this is one of them, before that next step of looking towards a couple of months' time in the NZB Kiwi. So you have to trust that the trainers, it's in the right barn, that's the card they're playing. What I will say about Yaldi is that he was very good in that race, wasn't he? He got it in the end. Michael McNabb must have had a choice here, because he was on Yaldi for all of this preparation so far. And he's also been on Bourbon Proof, and Bourbon Proof was very, very good in a maiden race. Busted the clock there and beat a horse that's gone on to be stakes placed, of course, in the Sir Patrick Hogan here in Bella Montagna. And he's gone that way. That's almost enough. I'm also thinking from a chant point of view, I really hope Bourbon Proof and Michael McNabb get it right so we can hear that chant. But I just feel as though he could be one out of the box here, Bourbon Proof, because you look at his run behind Checkmate. Checkmate is one of the favourites for the Kiwi, and he's got within 1.5 lengths of that runner. Produced great numbers. I think he's a huge chance.
That was a clinic by Michael McNabb there. He controlled that race absolutely perfectly. Didn't really have to spend a penny at all, and just left them for dead, and they got the straight. I think it was Mustang Morgan that ran into second there, then went on to win.
Sub-winner,
as Steve would say, a sub-winner. So there's a lot of franking of form around Bourbon Proof. BP brings up a very good point. McNabb probably did have the choice.
Well, they crawled in that Auckland Guineas, and so that might be another excuse for Damasco's potentially. But I don't know if the speed here, Pops, is potentially any stronger in this 3-year-old. Could be stuck in the same situation.
You could be. And I guess Dealt With is the runner that has gone forward in both of his starts, and he is the real mystery horse. Mystery because we know what he's got. We've seen him in 2 runs, but leading up to the race day at Te Araha, look, we didn't really know that he would be in this race and heading towards this direction. So he has to have 3 starts in 21 days, which was we were talking about with Taylor the Gypsy, was going to be a big task. It's going to be a big task for him as well, isn't it, in his first 3 starts. But he does look like he's got some X factor. Now I know he's just slightly touched the rail there, and even in his win at Te Araha, he was still a little bit new. But I think he's got raw talent at the same time as well, Dealt With.
Yeah, it looked impressive. There has been a decent little move from too, Paul, Dealt With. Last year, around about $8 into $6.50, so bit of a push there. Unconventional lead-in, you'd have to say.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how you get there, does it?
That's true.
It's doing it on the day. And I do like the chances of Dealt With in here. Fantastic draw. George Rook aboard. I think Roger James and Robert Wellwood have got this one.
Cherry right, you're going to have nailed it.
Oh, well, let's just. Look, there are a number of chances here, obviously, with the way the market's forming up, but I think Dealt With it is a great each way go.
Okay, and what about Tuxedo? A lot of people suggesting here, Paul, this might be the map horse in the race. Drawn barrier 2. The form's been almost impeccable with the last start second, and it's going to get a lovely run from barrier 2, you'd think.
Certainly will. Look, 2 starts back in the Group 3 Wellington Stakes. I think the second in behind, Will He Do It, was even more impressive than the 2 wins prior. Tuxedo, it's a very, very interesting runner. I think it's another, pumped up the tyres of Dealt With. I'm about to pump up the tyres of Tuxedo
I'm looking
as
forward
well.
to your strategy because you're talking up everything.
Yeah, I'm going to box them all up and hope for a bit of luck. But yes, Tuxedo at $8,
Yeah.
I think is worth a little go.
What if Tuxedo comes out and wins BP? Do they shorten? Will he do it in the Derby again?
Well, I don't think you can you? Surely it's short enough as it is. But that was a good form reference. It really was, because Willie Dewitt's come out, pounced and put them away, and he's held his ground into second position. He really does look like he is a must, an absolute must. And look, dare I say, could be a lock for running in that top 4 position with just where he maps. So he is a must for multiple bettors.
Okay, what's your betting strategy here, Paul? Who have you locked in on? You're going to have to give it away, but as you say, you've been positive reports on a few runners here. How are you attacking it?
Look, I still like the favourite, Damask Rose. Look, I thought maybe that fresh up win, where I think she had to carry 59 kilos. There was a heavy track as well. That might have just taken a little bit out of her.
Going for claiming a bit of second-up syndrome.
And so we didn't quite see the best of her last time out. So she's a class filly. So I've got Damask Rose in a same race multi with Dealt With, both to finish top 3 at around 575. So Damask Rose, Dealt With, both top 3.
Okay.
Nice. I'm sort of bouncing between Bourbon Proof and Dealt With, and I'm leaning towards Bourbon Proof as that one. Dealt With, he's raw, he's green, and let's hope the occasion doesn't become too big for him. But I just think there is something there. There really is with that galloper. So I'm bouncing around those runners. And I'm also thinking, as I said, Tuxedo to get that right run. And surely Damask Rose can find that best form again, and it's going to come from a good ride from Blake Shin. It's going to need the right sort of pressure in the race. If there's to be that upfront pressure, she could really glide over the top of them. And the one other horse we haven't mentioned is probably Pro Segur. Now, she was maybe just a little bit disappointing in the 8 carat with how that race set up. Hidabel was in front, Sathedo outside leader, and you just thought with the way that those two went at it that she might have finished over the top of them, and she had that opportunity. She just finished into 4th position. She's been so strong through the line prior to that. So that was on Boxing Day, so just a few days in between. 30 days since her last run. That might just give her that sharpness in the legs to run a race also.
An intriguing addition to the Karaka Million 3-year-old. There is no doubt about that. Well, look, BGP is a big part of Karaka Million. They've written themselves into the folklore to some degree, and I have memories as I stepped on track today about the battle we had with BGP 12 months ago. I had a chance to sit down during the week with Luke Kemmies, and we could just recount how it all unfolded 12 months ago.
Here he is. How are you, mate? We're coming for you.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that soon gets trapped as well. Jeez.
Yeah, cannot wait. Hopefully we can take 6 mil off you.
Thank you, Luke. We look forward to the battle. I don't know.
Woo! How good, eh?
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you.
2024 Karaka Millions, it still gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Karaka Millions has grown and grown and grown, and as the battle for BGP versus the TAB has grown and grown and grown, it was no bigger than 12 months ago.
Get to the night with a pot of $1.1 million and over 10,000 people involved, and watching the time just starts going so fast, and the heart is just going faster than any GP would be suggesting is normal on a race day.
Which isn't the TAB, mate. What's going on here? What do we got?
Geez, it was a battle. We were on the ropes for a long time, and if Legato had won as we welcome in Matt Davis, it's like a UFC weigh-in. Legato had managed to...
A couple of different weight divisions, eh?
Oh, thanks, Paul.
I'll give you that one. For Legato had managed to win last year. It could have been a completely different story for you guys. What are your memories of last year, Matt?
Well, my memories of last year, actually, my first son was being born that weekend, so so it was his birthday coming up. But my memories of Karaka Millions last year were the up and downs of the whole day, as you guys have just talked about in that video. I mean, that's an incredible video, by the way, but BGP looking like we were going to take the bookies out completely and utterly, like Luke said. just absolutely had you on the ropes. And Legato running second was just unbelievable. No one here would have picked it. So to then have to go away, for the lads to have to go away and sit down to think about how they're going to finish off the day and try and take the TAB to the cleaners was, a position which I don't think they thought they'd be in, you know?
No, 100%. And like one, what didn't make the final part of the video, as I said, I respect what you guys and Luke and the team does, because it's not easy. There's a mental side to it. There's a pressure side to it. It's more than just rocking up with a few best bets, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And we were talking about it on the podcast last night, actually. We were lucky enough to have the GOAT joining us. He's coming up for a prep session. Him, Luke, that's it, mate. They're actually on a Zoom call right now talking about strategies and what to do. But the Punters Club has never missed the last race. So it's always got through to race 6. So it's given everybody entertainment all the way through. And to have that amount of money and to try to make sure that it lasts the whole day and get through to that last race is an achievement in itself. It gives everybody full entertainment. So yeah,
people forget that, I think, Paul, as well. It's a ride that you don't often get, these big numbers and things, isn't it?
Exactly. And you just have to go back to, when was it, that futures bet around the $20 mark.
Yeah.
Cool and fast, don't remind me.
To win what, 1 point? Was it 1
One
point?
or something?
Yeah. That was awesome too, because that got everybody involved as well. Everybody wanted the cool and fast odds, because that Boxing Day run as well. That was a bit of a roller coaster. I think it had to come back into the birdcage, and last year was just insane. And I think, although the lads took a beating and not a beating, but return half the money. Like I said to you guys a few weeks ago, I think they're like the All Blacks. When you lose, you bounce back even better. And there's a bit of a determination to make sure that happens this year.
Yeah, no, look, I don't think you did anything wrong last year. That's the thing. It's not like you going away with hindsight and saying, oh, we could have done this differently and that differently.
Yeah.
You almost pulled every right rein, and the cards just didn't quite fall your way.
Absolutely, yeah. And no matter what happens, lads, like, getting 850 people up in that room, right up there, like the GOAT said, there's actually no feeling like it where you're screaming home something to win $1 million. And if that wins or if that doesn't win, whatever wins, the feeling that people get together collectively celebrating a win and chanting, great chant, PP, by the way. It's just, there's like nothing else. It's like a sports game. Where else do you go and do that? Do you do it at probably the Coldplay concert, an All Blacks game, and at the Karaka Millions? So it's pretty cool either way.
You mentioned the GOAT. And you've got a number of New Zealand racing's greatest minds behind you.
Yep.
What's the game plan for tomorrow?
Yeah,
well, they're talking about it now. I think the pool's building, so we're at 185 grand now, and hopefully that doubles tomorrow. Normally it doubles in the last day to, let's say, 500 grand. They did talk about potentially a little futures bet today. I'm not sure if you've heard, not a futures bet, but a day before bet. I'm not sure if you've heard anything about that today.
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
I did hear
the alarms haven't gone off.
Yeah.
Well, there may be an early investment.
Potentially something may be coming today. We'll see. But I think, they're not giving much away, to be honest, Paul.
Look, there's a BGP hosted pop on screen there with the QR code to get involved. You need to download the app to do that. Just click on the More icon on the bottom right-hand corner of the app, then scroll to the top, the right-hand side, you'll see the BGP logo. Click on that, and you'll be part of the chat as well, not just that. You can follow along with all the chat on the day as well.
And invest as much or as little as you want.
Just to be a part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be a part of it.
And like you said, you could be part of $1 million collect.
Yes.
Just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's a big thrill.
Absolutely.
They were the biggest bets the TAB's ever had last year. That was another thing that we didn't mention in that little promo piece, but was it the biggest bet and then the biggest bet again afterwards?
Yeah, back to back. Yeah, last year, $1.1 million. Like, that's so much money, eh? It's not only the 850 people in the room, too. You also know it's the thousands of people that are invested around as well. And almost that it's sort of you versus, those thousands of people out there, mate. So how are you feeling about it?
You guys, I don't say this, begrudgingly, but you guys are very good to me up there. You take it in the right... you have the right attitude towards it all, and I think I do as well.
Yes.
And we know it's a game, and it's a bit of fun, and sometimes someone will win, and sometimes someone will lose. And I've secretly enjoyed myself up there in the BGP room, so hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. But they might all come chasing me down now. I will be up there tomorrow in the stand with BGP.
You're safe. You're going to be safe.
I'll be on trackside.
Are you bouncing for us, Paul, or what's happening?
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking... a couple of dodgy nightclubs where they have a cage around the DJ or the band.
Oh, yeah.
I just think if we put...
I know exactly what you're talking about, mate.
Right,
They might bring the tomatoes. We'll see. Hey, have a fun day tomorrow. I know you will, Matt. You'll be here tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah, emceeing the room, so looking forward to having a whole bunch of great people in there celebrating, chanting, singing. We've got a live band. It's going to be a fantastic day. So there are still tickets available as well, so if you do want to come along, make sure you get into the BGP app to buy those tickets. We're going to be at the Full-Time Sports Bar beforehand too, so wetting the whistle with a few $8 pints, I would have thought.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, best of British, and let the battle recommence. Let's bring it on, as George Simon would say. Thanks to Matt Davies for joining us from BGP. Get stuck into that hosted pot, follow the QR code, or also find it on the app. We want to have a look at the best of BGP for the weekend and see what the lads like around all the races tomorrow.
This is the best of BGP, powered by the TAB, and it is Karaka Millions time. Let's find some winners to keep building that bank. It's the biggest day of the year for us, Luke, and I am absolutely fired up about it. Unfortunately, we haven't been going too well with the best bets, mate, but this is the week to turn it around.
Yeah, I'm sure we will, and I'm sure that the lads are ready to find plenty of winners outside of Ellerslie so we can start to build the bank even more for the Punters Club on Saturday, where I think we've got 6 winners, I think.
Yeah. 6-win multi.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's throw the bookies off the scent first up. The Rackman is going to do that down at Riccarton in race 6, a horse called Quinta Bell. This horse had a great win last week at Wingatui in the same grade, gets an extra 1.5 kgs this week, but is 1 from 1 third up. We get All I Do Is Win, Sam Win on board, so hopefully that can get us started nice and early down at Riccarton.
Well, I'll take us straight into race number 7 with plenty of time until the Punters Club closes. We're going to have a crack at Sir Albert. Now, this horse has been pretty expensive this campaign when it's normally pretty good and pretty consistent. But it's up to 2,000 metres now, and it's won 2 from 2 there, and it's won 5 times at Riccarton as well. This is a quality horse. The bookies haven't missed it. It's only $4, but I think that this could be a great way to build the bank to put a little bit more into the pot.
If you want to top the Punters Club up even more, mate, you can follow Ted into his best bet. We're going for the treble here at Riccarton. He is going into race 8, a horse called Adonai. It's paying $18 and $4. Cop the heavy track. First up, last start, but had a very good trial on Tuesday. Has run second place at Riccarton 4 times. Ted thinks this is going to be great value on the day. It might even shorten a little bit, so perhaps get on early. Adonai race 8 at $18. Why not have a go?
Don't worry about the treble. We're going for a quadruple, maybe. Is that what we call it? Anyway, the GOAT will be busy bullying the bookies because the Punters Club would have started, but he's got one for us in race number 9, a horse called Mr. Bully T. It was just in behind Beau Brumble, which I believe you had a crack at last start. Good horse, that Beau Brumble, and in restricted room finishing off that race as well. So we're expecting this horse to go a little bit better and getting a quote of $6.50 and $2. So a nice each way play whilst the Punters Club is kicked into action.
And of course, there's a meeting at Whanganui for us to follow whilst we're at the pre-event down at Full-Time Sports Bar, mate. So I'm going to have a crack there in race number 7 at a horse called Title. This was 5th in the Martin Cup last start, but only 1.4 lengths off a few good horses that went around in the Wellington Cup last week. Start before that, beat Kattegat. I think you've had a bet on that before, mate. That's got some good run, got some good form in and around it. So Titled, racing very well. 3:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, whilst we're on the bus with a whole bunch of great people heading along to the Karaka Millions. Hopefully it can get home and we can top up that BGP Punters Club a little bit more.
Well, there might be a couple of collects on the bus because at 3:28 we have the Blessed Bet going around. Now, Elegant Lady, so it's $2.20 to run top 4. It was unlucky in the Kamara Gold Nuggets. It's up to 2,000 metres now. It's done well third up. I think this is a low-risk way to have a little bit of something extra into the pot when we get Elegant Lady running top 4 easily.
Gamble responsibly on it if you are having a crack. How many times do we see our best bets come and win next up, mate? So I'll have a little bit on the nose too. But anyway, heading to Karaka Millions Saturday afternoon, mate. Absolutely looking forward to this. It's going to be a great evening. I'm sure you're all fired up about it as well.
Yeah, can't wait to get on track and get involved in the room and as well, you know, look after all the people that are in the Punters Club. Hopefully we can do it justice and give it heaps. Good luck to everybody having a crack this weekend. We'll see you next week.
Elegant Lady for the BGP team in top 3, top 4, top 3 at $2.20 down there at Riccarton. The Leg Up People's Boost has just been announced, BP.
Oh, what do we got?
Who is it?
Top 4 is Elegant Lady. I correct myself there. The Leg Up People's Boost is on screen.
Hello.
Bella, Lass.
Surprise.
Yeah, shocked me. Could have been Orchestral. It was good votes for Orchestral. We might be able to touch on Orchestral a little bit later, but Alabama Lass will be the Leg Up People's Boost. Look out for it. after 11 a.m. Friday. It will be there. Max bet $100 on both those bets. So the Blessed Bet, the Elegant Lady, top 4. And for the leg up People's Boost, Alabama Lass, and BP might have a word to say about that a little bit later on.
Lucky Lucy was good last week too for People's Boost, and the week before that, Civic Lee.
Yeah, it's costing us some money, the leg up People's Boost. So get involved. Exactly right. There's 2 in a row and 2 very well backed commodities.
The people know.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, there's the what is it? The sense in the market, or the wisdom of the market.
It's not us. The people get the vote, so it's their boost.
It's sort of me, though. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at the railway. What an addition this race is. TAB Karaka Million night. Brings a Group 1 status and brings with it a world pull for the fact we do have a Group 1 on the card, and run us through this market as you'd expect, Paulie. Star-studded.
What an absolute line-up here. And we start with Alabama Lass, $3 favourite we've got here. Crescetti, what's he going to do? $5. A third favourite, Captured by Love, $8.50 into $6.50, the market mover at this early stage. Luberon, $8. Babylon Berlin, $8.50. Whitec, $12. Sacred Satono, $14. Bonnie Lass, $19. And then we're $26 or more for Platinum Attack. And Master Fay at $34, Mercurial $41.
Okay, it's the 2 gun fillies that we're going to have a look at first in a Hawke's Bay Guineas BP. Alabama Lass took it out, Captured by Love, lost by Admirers finishing second, and then we obviously went on to win 1,000 guineas. But gee, these 2 3-year-old fillies bring a real interest to the race, don't they?
They do. This is the Gold Trail in September that we're taking a look at, and this is a win by Alabama Lass and beating by Captured by Love. This was that gold-plated form that we started the racing season with this performance from her. She was exceptional. She brought the numbers. She was red hot on that occasion over 1,200 metres, and there could be that expectation that she just might be a true blue sprinter. I thought her win leading up towards the 1,000 guineas was very good as well, of course, which was here, and she's finished second to Captured by Love. Here, she trialled like an aeroplane. I think she looks ready. And I saw her as well at Te Araha, where she was under a big grip as well. I can't wait to see her explode. She's had 70 days in between runs. And look, there are some quick horses here. Yeah. I'd have to say one of the quickest out of the barriers is Babylon Berlin that we've got in the country. And now that Alabama Lass has come along, is she now the quickest? That's what makes this first part of this race so intriguing. But she is fast. She is pure speed, Alabama Lass.
Yeah, I agree with BP. I think Alabama Lass, she's better suited to 6 or 7 furlongs at this stage as opposed to the mile. She'll be right in there, and I think we're going to see these 2 up front early on, and we could get a head-to-head battle as we turn around into the straight. I can't wait. This is, you said it, it's star-studded.
Yeah, gets in beautifully with 52 as well. Hasn't had that Group 1 win. Even gets half a kg off Captured by Love, who also trialled up well, and there's been a bit of money for Captured by Love as well. So but they both get in under the set weights and penalties very well. He's Captured by Love, BP, at its latest trial.
Yeah, and she was in the same exhibition gallop as well on the 4th of January at Te Araha, and then rolled into this trial on the 14th of January, just like Alabama Lass. And she's taken a lot from that. It was a very slow gallop from her. It was an outing, and then she's had this where she's been able to really lengthen out and blow the cobwebs out, so to speak, from her last performance, which was 70 days ago in the 1,000 guineas. Where does she land, and how the race pans out is going to be the key to her. How far back does she get? How positive can they be to be able to try and find a position, or do they have to really ride for luck? Hopefully, and for their camp, that there is that real red hot speed on. Babylon Berlin kicks up. There's another one that might try and go with Alabama Lass. And then that brings those back markers into the race that love a genuine 1,200 metres.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the 11, they would have obviously liked to have drawn, because it could have raced midfield, Captured by Love, or even forward could have, if they'd wanted to.
Yeah, it could have, yeah.
Okay. She's the only one to finish in front of Alabama Lass so far.
Okay, it's not a bad stat, obviously, in the 1,000 guineas. Yeah, okay, very good. Let's have a look at the older horses, and you mentioned Babylon Berlin, Paul. This is the Concord, and she's becoming quite a beloved horse, Babylon Berlin. Just tries her heart out. Wasn't quite getting the desserts she deserved, potentially, and this was a nice win in a Concord, beating many of the race rivals here.
Exactly, and the thing I like about Babylon Berlin is she'll go to the front, so she takes bad luck out of it. bad luck's out. So if she can get to the front and get away with a couple of cheap sectionals, she'll be very, very hard to peg back as they turn into the straight here at Ellerslie. I really, really like the way that she finished up there. She's one of our best sprinters going around at the moment.
Does she lead or does she take a sit?
I think she probably just sits just off, I think.
Does Alabama Lass get the front? I think she wants it. With that gate speed.
They'll keep going, won't
I
they?
just want to talk about Crescetti BP because he draws barrier 1.
Yeah.
As I said during the week, too early to be calling him an enigma. But he has been, he has shown speed in the past, but he's been a little bit tardy of recent times, hasn't he?
I think if it would been any other horse in the country, you'd almost look at his form and say it's building, it's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
But because it's Crescetti and because he's had such a star-studded 3-year-old season, we may be being a little bit harder on him than maybe another horse coming into the race, and I think that is the case because his runs. You look through them, he's had to carry weight on some of those runs. They've had a goal in mind to have him ready for the railway here at Ellerslie where he's performed. We only got to go back 12 months ago, blew them away, of course, on this day at Ellerslie in, was it the Almanzor, wasn't it? So I just think his gallop here in between races just gave you that hint that maybe he is back. Blinkers going on is going to be a big assistance, and he can just tuck him behind the speed. He has that barrier draw where he can just come out and land in behind it, let them go and have one final shot. Yeah, okay. He's the one I'm most worried about because he's going to be close enough to that speed and he's good enough to be able to come over the top of them if he's in that right spot, and he could be.
I hope he is.
He's a victim of his own brilliance.
Yeah, exactly. BP.
That 3-year-old season was just super, and it looked like
he's a world beater. And then
his first start as a 4-year-old, had to carry 60 kilos in the Kerry Cup and on a heavy track and looked very, very good doing it.
Got the job.
And then as BTC, it looks like he's just regressed slightly, but that's just because we're basing it off what he did as a 3-year-old.
Yep.
He's I don't know if $5 is the right price. I don't think it is. I think he should either be shorter or he should be out the door, sort of thing.
I think he's sitting in no man's land at $5.
Yes, at the moment. So I want to see what happens before start.
Okay, I just want to have a quick look at the Telegraph here, Paul. And Sacred Satono's I say underrated, a little bit underrated. This was a great second. And Lou Baron, boy, if you can put a line through this run, you'd be snapping up the $8 on what we'd seen prior.
Very much so. And I can see Luberon coming in as we get closer to start time. You're right, Sacred Satono, that was a very, very nice run in behind Grail Seeker, who was, trained for an absolute peach here in the Telegraph.
Good effort.
So I think you can have a look at the ones in behind Grail Seeker, the likes of Sacred Satono and Luberon, and think we're a chance here, especially at the price, $14.370 on Sacred Satono. Michael McNabb, but he's riding at the top of his powers at the moment. So.
Not going to get PP to go again, are we? No, save it for tomorrow. Give us a strategy, Paul. How are you attacking the railway, and what is an excellent addition?
Look, I'm going to go with Babylon Berlin. I just think that she
won't run you a bad race, will she?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. And if things go right, I think we'll see her up inside the top 2 or 3. So happy to go Babylon Berlin.
Yeah,
each way.
BP, nice. What are you doing?
I'm taking the people's boost. I like Alabama Lass. I've been with her, I've been keen to run multis through her through the futures over the last few weeks. I haven't been able to hit anything, but it's just been one of those horses that I was keen to play on the night. I think the dangers in this race is definitely Crescetti. I think he is the one that could come out and have one final hit, and that's why I'm liking a same race multi involving, and you could take Alabama Lass top 2 as your insurance, and a Crescetti top 3, top 4, that type of line. If you're backing Alabama Lass to win in that People's Boost, for instance, that could be one way of trying to get something back. The ones I am also identifying as scary horses and get the right run are Sacred Satono, because he's a good follower of speed, and Waitak, because his run here 2 starts to go behind Babylon Berlin in a small field. I just want to forget that run in the Telegraph. Same with Luberon. They're too bad to be true. He's a lot better than that Waitak, but look, he has to concede weight to Alabama Lass and co. Like, he's got 58 kilograms, has wide tack. Of course, he won the race 12 months ago when it was on the 1st of January meeting out of Pukekohe Park. But yeah, I know that he's a good closer and he might be one for the trifecta's
Yeah,
first
if that speed is on, if Crescetti does somehow kick up with blinkers on, well, then maybe it is set up for a wide tack. Okay, what an edition, what a race that is going to be to end our night here at Karaka Million, the Railway. Okay, time to take a pop at Pops. Last week, I believe we had a stalemate. It might have been 0-all BP, was it last week? 0-all.
It was, yeah.
So no winners in last week's bet.
No chance for BP last week.
Yeah, we're all over it with Like a Lucy. You got the first half of your...
Yeah, Foxglove was the killer, really. Obviously, Foxglove not winning because Dealt With's won. Like a Lucy's run top 2. But yeah, Foxglove wins. We gather all the chips in.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then look, the viewer wanted to take you out of his comfort zone. He took you to the Gold Coast, but he got out of his comfort zone as well. We want your $100 betting strategy if you want to take a pop at Pops. And if you can beat BP, make a profit and beat BP, you get to keep that profit. So send in your $100 betting strategies. This week's winner, Jodie Zimmerman. Go Jodie. She has gone for a $20 same race multi, Alabama Lass to win, Crescetti and Luberon to run top 4. You'd like that, Pops? Nice. A $30 exacta. What you wish for an orchestral. Interesting. What you wish for at a bit of value. So that will pay very nicely, that exacta. And she's gotten for a nice little top 3, top 4 multi. Poetic Champion top 4, Orchestral top 4 to Bravery Born top 3, Tuxedo top 3. And all lumping into Alabama Lass in the last BP. How are you taking on Jodie Zimmerman? Good luck, Jodie.
Good luck, Zimmo. There are some lovely bets there. I like it. Right, I'm going to a few same race multis to kick things off. Liking same race multi in race number 2 with Orchestral and Bourbon Empress to run top 3. And then I'm taking out I'm putting in one runner and taking out another. So I'm going Ravello, top 4. I think that one's around $12, that same race multi. And then taking the same 2 again, Orchestral and Bourbon Empress top 3, and Moss Invader to try and add some spice at $16 for that same race multi. I'm also liking a multi around Bourbon Empress top 3, Sierra Leone top 4, Bourbon Proof top 4, Alabama Lass top 3, and then not top 6, $40 to win race 6. Alabama Lass, I think I'd get $1.01 for Alabama Lass top 6. But we'll do $40 to win race 6 on Alabama Lass.
I hope you've got a decent lead on Jodie Zimmerman, because she's gonna, if she gets that multi up into the last leg, she's going to make an absolute poultice.
Clean up.
Alabama Lass kid win. So good luck to Jodie.
Jodie.
4 play time coming up for another week. Full play time, your chance to win a $100 4-leg bonus cash multi with our 4 good things of the weekend. We're going to crack one shortly. We have to. We have to. Law of averages. Come on, team. Go to the TAB Facebook page, interact with the leg up question. Your favourite Karaka 2-year-old winner. Here's the 4-play bet. BP, we'll start with you.
I'll stick with Alabama Lass. Top 3, $1.45 in race number 6, the Railway.
I'll go to the 2-year-old Karaka Millions, and I really like the look of the Royden Burgess and filly. Too sweet. Going to take her top 4, $1.60. Yeah, we're getting some.
Okay, Steve's gone to Ellerslie race 2. He's gone with Bourbon Empress there to run top 4 at $1.45, taking on Orchestral, but doesn't need to beat Orchestral necessarily. And I've gone to race number 3 on the card. Love the first up run of Skew Whiff. She's in the Westbury Classic, second up into this. There's been money for Skew Whiff already, so that $100 bonus cash multi could return you $455 and some cents. Head to the TAB Facebook page to play along with your chance to win this week's 4-play. Okay, time for the best bets for another week. But before we look at what we're landing on this weekend, we need to look back and review how we did last week.
BP's away this week, but I'm going to start with his one. It is Foxglove. We're going to Sunday. Pukekohe, race number 3.
It's Amazonia. Amazonia and Kevin Stott will lead all the way to get the win. Second, Colonel Warden. Third, I think Screaming Eagle in a photo, though, with the late finishing out wide Hussar. And behind those then came Sumaje. Foxglove will be one of the last to pull up.
Trentham, race 3 for mine. A benchmark 65 over the 1,200 metres. I love the look of the Bill Thurlow mare. Steal My Thunder.
Slipper Island, race
raced up, hit the lead, Karahio flashing, Slipper Island, his day today, pay the believers, he gets it done on Cup Day. Slipper Island beats Swazi and Karahio. Happy mission, Mr. Fortress, steal my thunder.
I'll go to one of the features, the 3-year-old fillies over the 1600 metres, the Desert Gold at race 6. The fave here, Like a Lucy.
Oh, she's raced away Like a Lucy. Canelo trying hard, and then Renovations, but she's going to be too good again. Like a Lucy for the Desert Gold.
We're going to kickstart the day at Trentham, race number 1, Old Bill Bone.
Old Bill Bone taking the lead. Subosaurus and Dr. Ascar are fighting on the inside. Dr. Ascar coming back to Old Bill Bone. Dr. Ascar fighting off Old Bill Bone, and Dr. Ascar won the first on Cup Day. To beat Old Bill Bone.
Oh, Old Bill Bone. Went up to win. He got scared of the winning post, saw his own shadow. Geez, you were unlucky, BP. You zigged and zagged and had a number of winners and ended up on Fox Club and
Oh, well, look, it was probably following my money from whatever day it was that it got beaten here. It was a New Year's Day. Still a hard loss, that one. But anyway, it was a terrible way to start 2025 anyway. But and it continued with that disappointing run at Pukekohe. Let's go again. Let's move on.
You move on and kick us off this week. Where you go?
I'm going Alabama Lass as my best bet in the railway. I just feel as though she's a filly that is coiled up and is ready to be unleashed in the railway. So we'll run with her. Alabama Lass is my best in the Sistema Railway.
Well, yeah, and Steve Hunt also going with Alabama Lass as his best bet of the week.
Is he just?
Yeah, he's followed you and you've got to carry you both, Steve and Hunt. So
we get the People's Boost Day. We get the People's Boost for that.
Well, Steve Hunt won't, but I'm not sure it's in your contract, but the People's Boost will be available just after 11 today. Paul, what do you got?
No boost for Steve. No. I'm going to head to race 3, the Group 2 Westbury Classic, and I'm going with the Central Districts visitor, Farah Leone, trained by Josh Shaw, $12 currently. Look, she has performed here, if I remember correctly, around this time last year. So we've seen the form on the track. I like the way she finished off last time out in the Manawatu Challenge Stakes. I'll give her a big chance here.
Okay, and I've gone to the 3-year-old. I'm going with Bourbon Proof. To be careful because the part owners of the favourite and Damask Rose are very high up the chain, the TAB. So, and I've tipped against them as my best bet, so I'm just a little bit nervous.
The way you're going is probably a blessing.
No, exactly. Damask Rose is home.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Bourbon Proof. Just think there's a sense of timing around this runner for Stephen Marsh. Going back to the second 2 starts ago behind Checkmate, we know how good Checkmate is. So I'm going with Bourbon Proof as my best in the Karaka Millions 3-year-old. What's that?
You could lead the chant. Seems you're up in the BGP room as well.
I might have to. Depends if they've got $500,000 on it or something. I won't be doing much chanting then. If Bourbon Proof gets home in there and the BGP team are on. Let's talk about promos quickly, Paul, before we get out of here. What are we looking forward to? There's the hosted pot.
Yeah, don't forget, you can still join. You have to download the TAB app, but it's fairly straightforward after that. Be a part of it. Be a part of $1 million win, maybe.
Yeah, well, people will enjoy the thought of me crying into my bet slips and things. So
I certainly do, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Karen, what else is there?
Don't forget the Sunday Sweep, which is actually on Monday this week at Tauranga. Back Cupid's Arrow. If Cupid's Arrow doesn't win but finishes 2nd to 6th, get your money back up to $20 in bonus cash. First 200 customers. The Whirlpool thing.
Yeah, the Whirlpool, last 3 races. 25 countries betting into that. Gee, that'll be some fun to just watch the Whirlpool. I will be betting into the Whirlpool as well, but just watching it move will be great. Okay, we've got to get out of here. We can't wait for tomorrow. I'm sure that echo everyone's comments there. BP, you'll be on track, of course.
Certainly. Yep, we've got Traxo Premier taking the whole day from 4 o'clock. So look out for that if you want that extended coverage.
You flying home today, Paul?
I might hang around for the big day tomorrow. Don't forget, check out your promo page as well. There'll be exclusive deposit matches, exclusive promos. The promo team are going crazy this weekend. Make sure you're a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the new merch too. Pinch this around the corner.
Look at that.
I mean, I was given it around the corner. The TAB hat. Good luck to everyone tomorrow. Enjoy yourself on Karaka Million Day. Get involved and join us on Trackside with all that coverage for the show tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for having us. We'll see you in 7 days' time on The Leg Up.